Complete the negative statements. Let's see how much you remember. Let's review how to make negative statements in the simple present. Remember, there is a very special verb called to be, and then there's all other verbs. Let's look at the verb to be first. To make the verb to be negative, you need to add not. So you've got the verb to be plus not. But sometimes when we speak and we write, very often, we put be and not together and we make one word, and that is called a contraction. And remember, with the verb to be, it changes with every subject. So let's take a look with the subject I. What do we say with I? That's right, am not. And there's no contraction with am not, so we say I am not. You, what do we say with you? Are not. Two words. If we want to use a contraction, that's right, aren't. He is not. Contraction, isn't. She is not. Contraction, isn't. It is not. Isn't. We are not. Aren't. You are not. Aren't. They are not. Aren't. Now, after the verb to be, what do we always have? That's right, a noun or an adjective. Now let's look how to make all the other verbs negative. What do you need to make a verb negative? That's right, the helping verbs don't and doesn't. So let's take a look at the verb work. So what do we say with I? I don't work. You don't work. With he doesn't work. With she doesn't work. We don't work. You don't work. They don't work. Let's take a look at the verb work. Are they all the same? Yes, they're always the same. You don't write an S, you don't write an ES, and you don't write an IES. You don't use ING either. Now let's take a look at the helping verbs. Are they all the same? No. What do we use with he and she? That's right, we say doesn't. So repeat after me, doesn't. And with I, you, we, you, they, don't. Okay, let's begin. Complete the negative statement. My parents aren't. Look at the verb. The verb is the verb to be. So after the verb to be, what do we have? That's right, an adjective or noun. Complete the negative statement. I'm not. What's the verb? Verb to be. After the verb to be, what do you have? Adjective or noun. Complete the negative statement. I don't. Look at the verb. What kind of verb is it? It's a helping verb. So what do you need after a helping verb? Verb. Yes, that's right. You need a verb. You have a helping verb and you have a verb. Complete the negative statement. My father doesn't. So what do we have? Verb to be or helping verb? That's right. Helping verb doesn't. And after the helping verb, what do we need? A verb. Very good. Complete the negative statement. My parents don't. What do we have? Helping verb. Do you know what my parents don't? No. You need to put a verb. My parents don't speak English. My parents don't drive. My parents don't work. Complete the negative statement. I don't any children. Do we have verb to be or helping verb? Yes, helping verb. I don't have any children. Complete the negative statement. My best friend isn't. What's the verb? Verb to be. So after the verb to be, you need to say an adjective or noun. My best friend isn't married. My best friend isn't tall. Those are adjectives. Or I can say, my best friend isn't from Canada. My best friend isn't at work now. Canada, at work, those are nouns. Complete the negative statement. My friend doesn't. Doesn't. Verb to be or helping verb? That's right. It's a helping verb. So after the helping verb, what do you need? A verb. So for example, my friend doesn't live in Toronto. My friend doesn't work. My friend doesn't have any children. Live, work, have, those are verbs. Complete the negative statement. My father and I don't. What is don't? That's right, it's a helping verb. So we need to put a verb after that. My father and I don't live in the same city. My father and I don't talk often. Live and talk, verb. Complete the negative statement. The students don't. What is don't? It's a helping verb. So what do we need after a helping verb? A verb. The students don't like English. The students don't like homework. Like is a verb. Complete the negative statement. The students aren't. Now what do we have? Verb to be or helping verb? That's right. We have verb to be. So after verb to be, you have an adjective or noun. The students aren't bored in class. The students aren't tired. The students aren't homesick. Bored, tired, homesick, adjective. The students aren't at home. At home is noun. Complete the negative statement. We aren't. Aren't. Verb to be or helping verb? Verb to be. So we need an adjective or a noun. We aren't hungry. We aren't tired. We aren't homesick. Hungry, tired, homesick, they are adjectives. We aren't at school today. We aren't in Toronto now. We aren't doctors. At school, Toronto, doctors. Those are nouns. Complete the negative statement. My teacher isn't. Verb to be or helping verb? Verb to be. So after verb to be, we need adjective or noun. My teacher isn't married. My teacher isn't late. Married, late, adjective. My teacher isn't at school now. My teacher isn't from the United States. At school, United States, they are now. Complete the negative statement. My teacher doesn't. Do we have verb to be or helping verb? That's right, helping verb. And what do we need with helping verb? We need a verb. My teacher doesn't smoke. My teacher doesn't speak Russian. My teacher doesn't like winter. Smoke, speak, like, all of those are verbs. Complete the negative statement. You don't. Helping verb or verb to be? Helping verb. So we need the verb. You don't like me. You don't understand. Complete the negative statement. You aren't. Helping verb or verb to be? Verb to be. So after verb to be, you have adjective or noun. Complete the negative statement. Toronto isn't. Verb to be or helping verb? Verb to be. So what do you need? Adjective, noun. Toronto isn't small. Toronto isn't dangerous. Toronto isn't dirty. Small, dangerous, dirty, adjectives. Toronto isn't in Quebec. Toronto isn't a country. Quebec, country, noun.